I am so amazed that Montana Miller is here because we haven't performed together for over 20 years. Please welcome Montana Miller.
Oh, Stephanie, imagine seeing each other again in Brattleboro, Vermont, 20 years after the Palace of Variety on 42nd Street in New York City.
But I thought you retired from Circus, and you're setting world records on the United States parachute team. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm no longer a professional aerialist. I'm actually a college professor. That's how I fund the skydiving. So I tell my students stories of my circus past to keep them awake.
Can you draw me a line here from...
Well, yeah, I would love to tell you what has happened to me since we last saw each other. And I'd like to ask everyone here to be really, really quiet until I finish, because I don't want Stephanie to miss a word. Okay.
Thank you.
So I've always been uncomfortable with my feet on the ground. As a child, I was a wild creature. I climbed out the windows onto the roof, where I galloped on all fours like a pony. My human body felt like a prison to me. And every night, I woke up from flying dreams, crying because I was back on the ground. At 17, I left home for the circus. And I spent the next 17 years performing as an aerial acrobat, pushing the limits of my body. Loneliness and injuries tore me apart. But I couldn't stop, because I craved those brief moments when I was flying. By the time I was 35, I had scars from midair collisions, tendinitis in both my shoulders, and a raging eating disorder. I couldn't go on. So I got a job in an office where life was flat and gray. I was a grounded bird, but I had health insurance. I never thought I'd be in the air again. But 5 years later, a friend took me skydiving. Jumping from 2 miles above the earth, I discovered I could dive at any speed in any direction I chose, just like a bird. In free fall, I lost myself in flight, my animal instincts awake. I deployed my parachute and sailed to the ground, only so that I could jump again. Escaping into flight had always mattered more to me than any relationship. I believed that I could never truly love another person more than I needed to fly. Then I met Mario, a champion skydiver. He made me think of a winged horse, tossing his mane of long black hair. Mario was also an ocean lifeguard, like a dolphin, diving joyfully through the waves. Neither of us had ever wanted to be human, and Mario flew so naturally, I was smitten. A few months later, I left to skydive over the shores of Nicaragua with an international team, but without Mario, he had to stay home and work. One morning, my team went up to jump before 5 a.m. to beat a bad weather forecast. In free fall from the plane, I misjudged the wind and the distance to the beach. I deployed my parachute too early, and then I was caught in a 70-mile-per-hour gale that blew me out to sea. Only vast water beneath me. The shore faded quickly into the distance. Before sunrise, no safety boats patrolled the waters. I could barely make out a tiny speck, maybe a fishing boat, near a distant shore. Dark waves and whitecaps came closer into focus as my parachute descended. And when I finally splashed down, I was still bound into my harness. I fought with all my strength to free myself from my leg straps and my chest strap. I couldn't see the shore. The swells towered over me. I was alone, a mile out into the Pacific. How would anyone even find me? The wind caught my floating parachute, cruelly dragging me and my rig farther out to sea. In panic, I almost let go of it. But then I realized, without the bright blue color of my parachute, no one would be able to spot me. So I held on. I held on. I held on. But no one was coming. I was pretty sure that God had better things to do than to help a stupid human girl who thought she could fly. I imagined Mario finding out that I had drowned in the ocean, his element. Sorrow flooded over me. Water filled my jumpsuit, making my legs too heavy to kick. In my delirium, I saw Mario in the water next to me, sleep like a dolphin. I heard his urgent voice, "Kick! Kick! Come on, swim!" The lifeguard who had only just come into my life, which I was about to lose. In that ocean, that love became my reason to survive. Now my rig was waterlogged, and I began to sink. I was a wild creature in a death struggle. Was this another hallucination? That tiny fishing boat coming over the top of the wave. Real, solid arms reached out to grasp mine. They pulled me into the boat. I lay gasping among dead fish and tangled netting. 4 Nicaraguan fishermen had seen a tiny faraway speck fall into the sea and had come to find me. I try to hold on to the pure impact of that moment when death gave way to life, but it always slips away. I still don't feel at home in my human body. In fact, I struggle every day to pull myself into the boat. And sometimes I can't. I try to hold on to the pure impact of that moment when death gave way to life. I still don't feel at home in my human body. In fact, I struggle every day to pull myself into the boat. I still wake up from flying dreams, crying. But now I fall into Maria's arms.
Montana Miller.